crew. And we're off. Burt in the top 400 time in the ACC's ahead of North Carolina's Michaela Page.
Akpan running faster now in 5. She's slightly ahead of Burton.
Part of that 4x1 indoor champion a couple years ago. It's Akpan out in front. Burton, can she have some steam here?
Burton's coming back. And now look at Geyser, a close third behind Gray of Clemson at 6, also a threat. And Sadie Gray out better than Baker so far.
The native of Baton Rouge ran a 23:45 at the Clemson Invitational, which spotlighted her in 4th. Here comes Baker to North's Point.
And Baker is closing better. And she's taking the lead. Coming off the turn, it's Baker with Gray right behind her.
Baker, here comes the push from Gray, but it is Braylon Baker, the Duke feed. 3. Okay, heat number 1 of 6 is off top 8, advancing by time.
Hussey's out fantastically well. He got to the lead by the end of the first turn, and now he leads here into the 2nd. Looks like he's going to pull away in this heat.
So Hussey finished 5th in the ACC indoors in the 200 last year.
And
gets it done in heat number 1 with the coverage. Start for France on the outside. Tillman.
Frank's holding on. And now Tillman coming back. It seems on that 2nd turn, they closed the gap, but Miami's still in the lead. Franks.
So Franks out in front. George Franks, the sophomore of Miami, will take heat number 3.
Held him for a fairly long time.
Start on the outside by Mosebi, Thorogood. In lane number 5, which has been the key lane that we've seen throughout. Florida State still out in front. Here comes the move, though. Out front, followed by Lincoln and Ward, and then Watkins. There's Lincoln making his move. Good turn by him.
Lincoln going to run away with this power by foot. Diaby's going to also get 2nd. So 1-2 for Myler. Could, in theory, Steve Jackson anchor their Boston College team. Not sure if they're going to do that, but that would make Boston College a contender as well. Anytime you have a 352 anchor, you're going to be dangerous. So here we are, first leg of the DMR at 1,200 meters. Unfortunately, a lot of times in a conference meet, it will be fairly slow in the 1,200. People play cat and mouse, and it looks like that may be happening right here. 28 seconds in the 200, that's fast enough. But when you see people running times like 9:19 in the DMR, you know, they are hammering it from the get-go.
Coleman and Specht out in front for Virginia Tech and Wake Forest, respectively. For Virginia, we mentioned the 2nd best DMR time nationally, 9:14.19. That's only behind Washington, 9:14.10. Wake Forest comes in 4th best in the country.
Do you even see Virginia in there? They might be that white and blue team near the back, but they're not up at the front, and they have no need to. They know they're going to nationals with that number 2 time.
Yeah, but on the men's side, the storyline coming in, right? You got 4 schools in the top 8 nationally. That's how Goliath these teams are in the DMR, right?
Yes. If this was the final 8 in basketball, the ACC would have half the final 8. So I think any conference would take that anytime.
Absolutely.
But that, of course, it also de-incentivizes some of them to put an all-out effort here when they could score more points perhaps elsewhere. Meanwhile, Wake Forest, Paul Specht has taken the lead for the Demon Deacons out of Winston-Salem. Virginia Tech 2nd, Clemson in 3rd. One would not think that Clemson has the strength at the 1,600 leg that these other schools do, so they may be just trying to hang in as long as they can. UNC running 4th. Paul Specht, 156-ish at the 800. Not a super fast opener at the 1,200. Let's see how they close. Here comes the Cal runner.
That's Pretree.
Into 5th. A little bumping going on there in 4th, 5th. Stanford's in there. And Florida State also moving up. Oh, Boston College. Excuse me, that's Boston College moving up. Florida State's
outside for BC. They're in 4th right now.
With 18 teams, you're going to have teams with similar color uniforms. And Virginia Tech now moving with Coleman.
Specht holding him off for the moment. Here in this opening leg.
If we remember just a couple years back to Blacksburg, we had an epic DMR between Notre Dame and Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech ended up winning after the current world record holder.
It was the first exchange.
Fell down, yes. And we have Wake running 2:54.36. And Virginia Tech right with them. And now Virginia Tech into the lead on their quarter-mile leg. And UNC in third. And Stanford in fourth. Duke is in fifth. They got 2:56 off their lead off. And Boston College right behind them. So 1-6 between 2:54 and 2:56 on the leadoff. Nice running, though, by the quarter-miler, Kursulis of Virginia Tech. UNC in the second now, ahead of Wake. But Virginia Tech running away with this 400 leg. And about to hand off to the 800 leg. This is 1,600 meters into the race. Look at this time, 3:41. Nice recovery from the 2:54 leadoff. 46.74, that's why they got such a lead. The Virginia Tech quarter miler run 46.74. The UNC 46.95. Wake Forest, a more common DMR split, 48.86.
That was a fantastic 400 for Virginia Tech. There's no question about that. DeCombre's out in front for Virginia Tech here on the third leg.
You do not often see a sub-47 leg on the 400 leg of the DMR. We got two of them, Virginia Tech and UNC, and they are in first and second.
And Strand, who we saw as our champion in the 5K, running second.
Well, I think that's his brother.
Yeah, that is his brother.
That's his brother. Yeah. Nathan's a Superman, but he's not going to run a blazing 400.
And Wake Forest
after Wake 5. Wake Forest in the third, yep.
Virginia Tech, North Carolina, and Wake Forest. Clemson running fourth right now. Stanford also racing a push as well. Still Virginia Tech leading, followed by Wake and then UNC. Cambry still out in front here for the Hokies. Virginia Tech team that ran the 8th best DMR time at 9:19.88. It was headlined by
Plant, one of the top half-milers in the country. Who's anchoring here?
There's that last exchange.
Oh, I think I saw Parker Wolf with the headband for UNC. He would be handing off in third, and it would make sense that they bring him back in the mile. That's him, Parker Wolf in fourth. I mean, Parker Wolf can run a fast mile. It's just that he hasn't raced since December. Cagey, strategic move. They're going to bring him back in the 3,000, but you got to like Chris Miltenberg's strategy here. Tawalt is fantastic range. He can run 8K cross country down to the 800 meters. I'm sure he can run a great 1,600 here. So it's going to be interesting. You got Virginia Tech and UNC with solid anchors. You got Stanford in there. They're always dangerous. And then you got Parker Wolf anchoring UNC. And Boston College on the anchor. I don't think that's Francis. 5 teams in it, just like the women's race. Coming up to 6 laps to go. This is the same situation we were in the women's race, and it turned out to be a fantastic finish. Virginia Tech in 2 all now.
Yep, that's Collie for Virginia Tech, a transfer from Charleston in West Virginia, norm 15th in the nation. And the 3K came from D2, where he was a top 10 finisher of the D2 National Championships last year. He's out in front for Virginia Tech.
So let's get inside Parker Wolf's head for a minute. You're the best guy at UNC for a couple of years. You were whipping it up. People are praising you left and right. Then all of a sudden your teammate, who we know he likes, there's not a question about that. They're great friends. But now your teammates is the collegiate record holder in 2 events, just won an ACC title. How bad do you think he wants to win this distance medley? If you're going to put your money on heart and motivation, I put it on Parker Wolf.
I would say he wants it. It was a delight to talk with him last year, right at the ACC's double.
A great young person.
Yep.
Tawalt, however.
Dargan also in third right now for Stanford on the inside. being boxed in by Tewalt.
Tewalt is also someone who's come close but never won an ACC title. He's been on an ACC championship cross-country team, but he's never won an ACC title himself, and now he's in the lead. And here comes Parker Wolf trying to elbow past Virginia Tech.
So Wolf goes from 4th to 3rd, trying to pass Cardio, Virginia Tech. Tewalt's out in front for Wake Forest.
800 meters to go when they cross the finish line. Right now at 8:05. Wolf into 2nd. He's raced Tewalt a bunch, and I think he's gotten the better of him each time. The only question is, it's been a long time since he's raced. We don't know what the workouts have been like, but man, Parker Wolf is right there.
Watch Ackley on the outside for Notre Dame as well, Norm, with Tewalt still out in front.
Virginia Tech now trying to move past Parker Wolf, and they do. Parker Wolf gets thrown off a little bit on the inside. Tewalt looking very relaxed. With 3 to go, Tewalt, I think, looks best. And it helps, of course, he's in the lead.
Tewalt's still leading. Connie is in 2nd. Wolf in 3rd for North Carolina.
Cody into the lead. And now Parker Wolf.
Makes the move there into Tewalt.
There he goes. No, well, doesn't get by him, though. He tries to. Exciting. Coming up on 1 to go. This is the bell. Here goes Wolf on the outside. Parker Wolf.
Parker Wolf on the outside. Tewalt holding him off, followed by Connie on the inside for Virginia Tech into the backstretch.
We got some world champions on this angle. How's it going to turn out? Last 100.
Can Connie close out Wolf here for Virginia Tech against North Carolina? On the turn for home.
He's got hard, but does he have the speed?
Parker Wolf. It is Parker Wolf over Connie, with Connie diving along with Tewalt.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Multiple athletes going down on the track.
Still waiting on the official result. They're getting it to Virginia Tech.
Connie right over Parker Wolf with a fantastic last 50.
Parker Wolf's final mile, 3:57.51. Dead tie, so goes down to the thousandths of a second. Boston College comes up for 4th. Here you go, the replay.